I am so excited to be joined today by this lady that has just made such an impact on the musical world. Leah Marlene is with us today. Leah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Leah, you have made such a splash on American Idol. How does it feel to be in the top 24? Like, even to have made it onto the show, but now to keep going, week after week. How exciting is that for you?
It's really surreal. Like I've been living in the top 24 mindset since like December. So in like so many ways it feels like just normal life now. And then I think about it, I'm like, what the heck is my life? Like I've watched this show for so long and have really loved watching like the live show, like once it narrows down to this group of people. And I just can't believe that I'm one of them this year. It's really surreal and it's been the most incredible experience of my entire life. I just feel so grateful to be here.
Well, watching the judges, Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie, they clearly are fans of yours. How can you even imagine in your life that somebody like Lionel Richie would be a fan of yours? Like that's just crazy to think about.
No, it's insane. Like Lionel is such a legend and has had such an amazing career and is still having an amazing career all these years later. And it's just such an honor to be able to share music with them like multiple times, like that they just get to like watch me grow on this show is insane to me.
How much work goes on behind the scenes, Leah? Because they all make it look so smooth when we see it. But my goodness, there must be so much pre-production and so much of your time that it is taken for all these different things. And then the practicing, like when you had to do the duets, you got to work with someone else's schedule. So how crazy is it behind the scenes?
It is crazy. Yeah, you don't even you can't even begin to understand what all goes into it. And like I said, I've been watching the show for years. It's been like so cool to see the behind the scenes, and I've also been so shocked by like how much goes into it. Even if you just like think about filming, like you film so much that and it all gets boiled down to like a minute or two, but you don't even understand how many like probably hours of filming go into like just like that minute or two. And then and that's just like the filming. There's like wardrobe, and then there's song selection, there's vocal coaching, and then there's arrangement for the band, and then there's social media, and then there's interviews, and then there's so much that's like constantly going on, and that's like just the beginning of the list. It's a lot, and it's a lot to like keep your mind grounded when you're trying to keep track of like all these things. And every round is a different, like completely new slate for all those different areas that you have to like put, like have your mind made up, have these really big huge creative decisions like made up all the time, and you just have to like be on it all the time. But like it sounds really stressful, and it is sometimes. Like I definitely have days where I'm like a lot more anxious, but then I'm like, it's just like you always got to come back, ground yourself, and it really is just way more fun than it is stressful most of the time. And it's just an amazing experience.
When it comes to the songs that you perform, Leah, do you get to choose? Do you have any say in what you can actually perform? Or do they say, here's a list and you have to pick from this list? How does that work?
Yeah. Okay. So this is why American Idol is superior. They're amazing because you have a lot of control over what you do. And, the further you go on the show, you also have more control over like how you're portrayed as well. And so, as far as songs go, like as long as they can get them cleared, you can pretty much do them. Obviously, like there will be like, the executives might be like, yeah, we really don't want you to do that song. And then, okay, but like you still get to choose the other song that you do instead of that. So there is some pushback here and there. But at the end of the day, like you can also push back to the pushback. And really the only thing that's non-negotiable is if they can't get the clearance like from the publishing, which has been a tricky thing for me recently because we choose songs several rounds in advance, whether we are going to make it to those rounds or not. And so I've been every song I've wanted to do has been like on the denied list, unfortunately. So that's tricky, but in general, like we have a lot of control over the songs and the arrangements that we do, which is so nice.
Well, and obviously, Leah, you want to showcase your voice for this show. Your last performance was Call Me by Blondie, which is a really
Yes.
tough song. So are you choosing these songs because they challenge you? Or do you think this is what, you just really enjoy the song and you like how it shows your voice? Or is a little bit of both?
Yeah, well, the main goal in any song that I choose is I want it to sound like a song that I'd write, a song that you're going to hear like on my next album, whatever. And I always want to keep people on their toes and keep people interested. And so, but at the end of the day, like it all comes down to what is going to sound best in my voice. This is a singing competition. And so it's like those two things. It's got to feel like me through and through. I got to feel really good about it in my gut, and it's got to, show off the goods as well. And so those are like the main like check boxes when it comes to picking songs for sure.
Well, Leah, right before you started American Idol, you also had your album release. And luckily, in your
Yes.
audition, they asked you to perform an original song, which was Wish Her to the Well. And I saw that you got a lot of great response. So are you still trying to work on promoting your album in the midst of all this as well?
Yeah, honestly, the the album promotion is kind of I honestly haven't posted much about it recently, which I've been meaning to, because there's so much to post about with Idol, but just naturally people come to my Instagram page and they're like, in my bio, it's like, go listen to my album. So there's just been a lot of everything on the album has been completely organic, like listens just from being on the show. And so it's been amazing because I haven't had to put, my life energy into that. And Idol is definitely my focus. But the album, is just an incredible foundation that I have out there for people to actually get to know my artistry outside of the show. And so, yeah, it's just been really cool how it's all overlapped.
Well, Leah, congratulations. It's just amazing to see how far you've come. And on this show, we know you are going to be the next American Idol. I just know that. I'm going to say that. I'm going to call that right now. So good luck with the rest of the show. And we look forward to speaking with you again sometime.
Thank you so much for having me.